That pussy pretty to be sitting there, and it is thirsty as fuck, though.
What you doing? So check this out, man. So I don't know if y'all ever heard about this situation that happened like not too long ago. There was a live that went down, and a lady had posted on Instagram, um, her basically doing her everyday routine, what I'm saying, with her husband, man, real talk. And it was weird how the world reacted to this simple task of what she did, man. It was so strange to me because all she did was wake up in the morning, recorded herself what she does every day for her and her husband. Now her husband is an NFL football player. I forgot his name. I'm actually gonna look for it right now. NFL football player, you know what I'm saying, and he's married to a white guy. You know what I'm saying. And the thing about it was the way she was taking care of her husband really caused a lot of controversy for Black Twitter, Black YouTube. And it was so weird because I was like, basically, how are you gonna get mad at a couple for doing what they do in their household, right? She's just showcasing what she does. Now the thing about it, what she did that was so taboo and was so left field for everybody, and that they couldn't take it no more. They had to say something. Was the fact that she basically took care everything her husband needed. Like she woke up in the morning, fixed some breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Boom. So yeah, she woke up in the morning, made him breakfast. She sat there, fixed the bed. You know what I'm saying? Washed his clothes. Made sure everything that he had. Washed the shower. Made sure she was up kept. You know what I'm saying? For him to, you know what I'm saying? Like her and be a wife. Basically, be a wife. A lot of black women, you know what I'm saying? Not all. Disclaimer, not all. There's a group of black women. Let me say that better yet. There's a group of black women that was actually online, basically calling her a slave, basically saying, oh, that's that pick me stuff. And it was a whole bunch of different posts and comments about how they were saying everything she was doing, they would never do. They would never find themselves doing that. They don't consider themselves slaves. That's not part of being a wife. And it's like, what was so harming about what she did? She was just doing what she was taught, and what a lot of y'all know that, and then, matter of fact, I can't even say that because a lot of people weren't even raised that way. You know what I'm saying? If you weren't raised with somebody teaching you that this are the things that you should do in a household, you wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? You'll probably look foreign to you. And the thing is, we have to understand that it's a bond, it's a partnership. You feel me? When it comes to relationships, especially marriage. You know what I'm saying? And she's in that home wife. So she's doing her job while he's out there doing his job. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people want, they want to be weighed on, and they don't want to put in the effort to make everything work.
My thing is this: it's always gonna be somebody saying something, just regardless.
Right.
Especially
mind your business.
Somebody gonna say something that's not gonna be agreeable to somebody else. So it's just because, like you say, all of them wasn't like that.
Right.
If it was a black woman, guess what? They still gonna have something to say. Somebody gonna say something.
I think the controversial part, yes, they would. And what made it worse is that they seen a black guy content with his wife. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it wasn't a black lady. But hey, that's who he chose. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, what if the roles was reversed? Something still
it don't make a difference if a man has a black man, a black woman, whatever. If his wife is submissive to him, then that's what those that are in that culture
they gonna respect that, and those who not, they gonna have something to say about it.
Right? This is what happens.
And I really feel like my whole thing is we should teach our culture, like, yo, this is not something that's abnormal, because that's what we came from. We came from a strong background of households of black, strong African American household. You know what I'm saying? Where
Okay, wait. Some women, cultures. A lot of women don't agree with just staying at the house like that. Right. They want to get out there and they want to do something.
Yeah, she does that. No, I'm not saying she stay at the house like that.
That's what the Bible says. Like that's a religion element. A woman who does that is an element who's been taught through their mother, through religion, to do that. You see what I'm saying? And it's like that's why you got so many different cultures. What is good for one is not going to be. Yeah, it's like a kid that grew up Jehovah's Witness, and then he grow up, and then he's fucking loves birthdays because he never got to celebrate birthdays or Christmas as a kid because his mother forced him into Jehovah's Witness. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You got all these different religions and lifestyles and all these people things happen. You can't just be like because you got different cultures. In this household, they do it like this. In this household, they do it like that. And it's usually based off of a religion or a nationality cultural situation. No, we're Jamaican and Jamaicans are like this. No, we're this and we do it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Think about when we was in school. I mean, how many different kids from different nationalities and different cultures that was in the same classroom? That's why they had to take out, that's one of the reasons why they had to take out religion because it was too many different other cultures in one class.
They got Muslims, Indians, you got Buddhists, Christians, and you can't say this religion is over that. You know what I'm saying? Right. You can't do a Christian prayer over a Muslim prayer.
Right.
That's a violation of the rights of that citizen, that person.
Right. Well, what I was thinking about, because religion is basically a core of a household, you feel me? And the thing about it is that that's the strength of our culture, man. Because our family, you need, in order for a community to build, you need a strong family. You know what I'm saying? Family core. And that's why I feel like we need to preach more about is that, men, you know what I'm saying, do right by your women, man. You feel me? If you impregnate a young lady out here, you know what I'm saying, represent, hold it down, you know what I'm saying? Even if it might not work, still be there to support, you know what I'm saying, what you got to support. You feel me? And there's a lot of things, so it just gives good representation, you feel me? Because even if y'all not together, the kids need both of y'all at the same time. Y'all gotta be cordial enough. You know what I'm saying?
In a perfect world, that would be cool.
Yeah, it's so many different situations.
It's life, brother. It's like if a person is 17 years old and they've got what they want to do in life, and they're not really caring about a kid, they're gone. You see what I'm saying? It's like in the perfect world, all that stuff is cool, but that's what I'm telling you. The world ain't perfect because it's got to be good and it's got to be bad. Everything can't be one way. You see what I'm saying?
So do you feel like it's a fool's errand for someone to try to chase basically how can I say not chase, but put their mindset on trying to make the world a better place? Because it doesn't make sense to put effort into it.
It's not about trying to put effort into it, but it's just do it.
Right.
Whatever, like that's what I do. I don't tell everybody, I'm trying to save people's life because I just do it. I find people like y'all and I say, hey, come over here. Yeah. And this is what we doing.
Right.
That's how you do it. You see what I'm saying? Because everybody's different and everybody's in a different place at a different time. Other people develop faster than other people.
Right.
So you just can't categorize. That's why people and freedom is a conflict of interest. Individual can be free, but people can't. Because look, everybody's not free. Only individuals can do certain things. People can't.
Yeah.
So what do you want to be, an individual or a person or people?
Because an individual leads the people.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you need more individuals. You need more people to have the will. Will is the strongest thing that exists on the planet.
Right.
Where there's a will, there's a way. If you got a strong will, you will always survive anything with will. And that's what people have lost. People have lost the will to live, to thrive. All these things is mentally. It's mental because of the government has created mind control over you. They put all these situations that have fucked your head up.
So perfect. So with that being said, I want to play this clip right quick. If you could turn up the gray line, the one with this new one. Yeah, let me play this for you.
Bueno.
That's as long as it comes.
I mean, another line.
Yeah. Thought that's all me was to plug in.
Why are we entertaining each other in this way?
Nothing.
It's how it's recorded because that channel is not playing.
Yeah.
It's not recorded good.
Okay.
Just put it up against the mic.
Right. I got you.
And it's all relationship.
No,
An
when it comes out
engagement,
with the
a
bottom,
marriage, a
the bottom,
long-term
the bottom
relationship.
coming out.
You should be able to depend on your spouse.
It's going from the bottom. It's
The
the bottom.
idea that you think you shouldn't have to because you could do it yourself. Nobody never said you can't do it yourself. But the fact that you would let someone be inside of your body that you can't depend on is insane to me. And women get offended when I say things like this because those are the women who allow a man to be all up in their bedroom, all up in their house, cooking him food, cleaning for him, or even not doing that, but can't depend on him. I don't want to entertain any man that if I'm in a full relationship with you, that I can't depend on you. Why are we entertaining each other in this way? So when women have this idea that they're stronger because they're independent, no, you're weaker because you can't be vulnerable enough to allow someone else the space to depend on them. And it's always, and please don't get me, please don't, I don't want anybody to be offended when I say this, but it's always African American women. It's always an African American woman who feels like I don't need a man for shit. You know, if you keep that mindset, you grow up and you teach your sons that. Like your sons are listening to you say, I don't need a man for shit. Your daughters are listening to you say, I don't need a man for shit. And then we wonder why we grow up in the generations and relationships and monogamy. It's getting worse and worse because we're teaching our children that there is no value from the man that we call king. We don't need you. Don't depend on nobody for nothing. No, you have to depend on someone for something. And if it's not going to be the person you're laying up with, then who else? Because that man sure as hell depend on you. Come on, ladies. It's always African. It's always an African American woman who want to come in my DMs. It's always an African American woman who want to come on. And I'm not knocking African American women. I'm saying it lets me know what the culture is teaching us. It lets me know how society is failing the African American women when they have convinced you that you don't need the African American man to do shit for you. And then we question why men treat us like we don't have value. And then we question why men do this to us and why they're not this for us and why we can't depend. Because you have this concept that you don't need them. Imagine being a 6-year-old, 7-year-old kid hearing your mother constantly say, I don't need a man for shit. Like, I'm going to grow up to be a man, Mom. I'm going to grow up to be someone's husband, someone's father, someone's boyfriend. And that you mean to tell me that woman don't need me for shit? Then I'm going to grow up and, that dictates my life.
No, they lose that. I don't need a woman for
So
shit.
I'm tired of women feeling like
shit like that.
That's a
and
man.
verbally saying out loud, be independent. You don't need a man for shit. Why can't you be both? Like, why can't you be independent and be able to take care of yourself while still depending on that man to be a man? You know, everybody has a need. Everyone in this world needs to feel wanted, needs to feel appreciated. They want to feel necessary. And as an African American man in this world, society is already against these men. And now the women are telling the men, we don't need you. I can do it all by myself. Stop thinking that.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that at that, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so What y'all feel about that? What's y'all take on what she was saying?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel it. I feel where she was coming from. You know, I think that's exactly what's going on. But like I say, it be so many different situations that be going on with people.
Those are
and
just,
why they feel the way they feel.
To me, it's like that's like saying all black people are poor.
That's not true.
Right.
It's like what she's saying is not true. And there's white women who do the same thing that she's talking about. It's all races of women. It's based off of how their father treated their mother and how they came up. Is how they evolved as a woman and whether they want a man or not want a man. You see what I'm saying? And it's not about African American women. It's not. That happens to all poor women, all women who are poor, or a woman who says, "Look, yeah, they're poor and they want more for themselves, and they don't want to depend on nobody for it, and they can do it." You see what I'm saying? The women ran this whole fucking world forever for a long time as the Amazon women. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, everything is based off of what you call it. Because a woman can be a man and like I was just raised by my mother. You see what I'm saying? And my mother always worked, paid for everything. And then she, you know, I was always hustling, you know what I'm saying? But even when she got a husband, she made more money than her husband. She always paid all the bills. She didn't depend on a man because her mother taught her, I'm going to teach you to be a person that's independent. You don't have to need a man. That you can want a man and have a man, but you don't need that man. And I think every woman should have that concept. I think every man should have that concept.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. You can. I think a woman can say that, right? But once she say, I mean, but what about the companionship? Every woman wants companionship.
Yeah, but
so that's where the need gonna come in.
See, that's why there's security. There's so many lesbians out here. These girls, they can get companionship from a dog.
But that's the virus. That's the
I'm telling you, this is what there's people out here that like there's you know what I mean. I know plenty of people who grew up with their parents, mother and father.
Yeah.
I know most of my friends grew up with their mother and their father. I know more people that grew up with their mother and father who didn't. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm telling you. That's that woman's process for where she's at and what she wants to get across. But that's not a everyday thing. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm trying to tell you. If you tell me every black person's poor, you sick.
Yeah,
these niggas got money. Yeah. Who do you think fuels every All-Star game? Who do you think fuels every Super? It ain't the crackers go to the game, but who puts money into the city? The niggas do. You see what I'm saying? So if a woman has that choice to say, yeah, I'll take a man, I don't take a man. That's their choice. Just like a man has a choice to say,
that's vice versa.
I'm with a woman or I'm not with a woman. And that's their choice. At the end of the day, even guys that has had babies from a woman and they realize that they can't be with that woman, but they still maintain a friendship.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That is something that person realized in his mind and said, I still want to be with my kids, so I'm going to keep the capacity to still fuck with her, but I'm not going to have sex with her. I'm not going to be involved with her. Yeah. That's a whole nother level of being.
Yeah.
So it's about people have to evolve to their situation because your situation with this bitch is different from your situation with that bitch.
That's true. But if it's a woman that's not on no lesbian shit, for her to say I don't need a man for shit, I mean, at some point in time, you gonna need some
yeah, but that's a bitch that's just emotional. Of course, she's gonna say that because that's how she feels because she's emotional.
But I mean, you don't think at some point in time she gonna want to have sex?
That's what I'm saying. She just said that at that time because she was emotional. Yeah, she gonna have sex, but that don't mean she need a man.
I'll tell you one thing.
She just wants some dick. That don't got nothing to do with a man.
But that's
she don't. But no, when a woman said she don't need a man, that means she could take care of herself.
Right.
A man don't have to take care of her. That's what a woman means by she don't need a man. That's what men do. Come on, you can't be that fucking stupid. Of course, a bitch gonna want to fuck. That ain't what she's talking about.
Yeah.
She's talking about
Take care of
security, nigga.
I don't need a
She
man,
talking about
okay. I don't need
security.
a man for shit. That shit sound overall to me. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
but I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
okay, I'm
That's
just saying.
petty.
Okay.
That's
I'm
petty.
just saying. I'm
That's
looking at
like
overall.
you. That's what you're gonna say to her as a rebuttal. That's petty. You see what I'm saying? Of course, she gonna want to fuck, but she don't need a man to survive. She don't need a man to
Right,
be
to
happy,
give her things
to
that
do
she
the things
wants.
that she want to do. She don't need a man for that. Nobody needs the opposite person to get them anything that they want. You need yourself. You need to love yourself and do it for yourself before anybody else.
Well, that's a fact.
And that's the biggest problem that everybody has is self-love. People don't love and respect themselves enough to do for self. They always feel dependent because of slavery, because of European colonization. It keeps coming back to the same situation. You're under a sickness, and it's called colonization. And everything that you think is colonization. So that's why you people have these discussions. These are colonization discussions. You see what I'm saying? Because on an overall setting, nigga, that's what I'm telling y'all. Everything got to be that. Everything has polarity. When I tell you everything has polarity, how do you know if something is hot?
Cold.
You touch it,
No, but how do you know that it's hot?
you burn yourself.
No, how do you know that it's hot? What makes you know that it's the definition that it's hot?
Because you experience cold.
Right.
Oh.
So that's why you know it. What is water?
What is water? The liquid.
But what is the polarity of water?
Fire.
No, what is the polarity of water? Water is what?
H2O.
Water is hot or water is cold.
Oh, okay.
But it's what?
It's water.
Water.
Right.
So that's life, nigga. Everything is water, but it has polarity. Everything has polarity. That's what makes it whole.
Up and down.
Nothing can be, a man ain't just a man. A man is a woman and a man. A man has to have a balance of estrogen as much as testosterone to be a man.
Right. X and Y.
That's science.
X and Y.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So why can't people understand that and equivalent that to everything? It's not about having one or the other. It's about having both, and they both work in unity. Like the pyramid is the top of the pyramid is no gender, because in the high there's no gender in the universe. But when it gets lower, it's split because of polarity.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I tell you, it comes out in a marijuana plant. A marijuana plant isn't
a triangle. It's basically a triangle
until it becomes a female plant. But in the beginning, it's fucking what's it called? What's the word called?
Asexual.
No, not asexual. A whole bunch of words today. But it's this A word, you know what I'm saying? Because it has no gender. You know what I'm saying? And then when it comes, that's what makes the pyramid male and female, because they had to separate. But in the beginning, God has no gender. You know what I'm saying? Like God and the devil.
Yeah.
How could you know good and you gotta know bad? So they're the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're the same thing, bro. That's what people gotta understand. There is no separation of anything. What is a woman called? A woman is called a what?
A man with a womb.
She's called a what? A wool man.
Yeah.
A wool man. So that's both of them together. A man is just called a man.
I thought,
but a wool man is called a wool man
because it's a form of man with the womb.
Yeah.
Because a woman is the womb is the universe, and she creates everything. She creates. So a woman is both.
Right.
A woman is both. So a woman is the closest thing to being, because a woman represents both. A man is just a man.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
But a woman represents both.
Because from a woman, both come.
Right.
I understand. I look at it like, from what you said, it points out like a triangle. Like you said, the top is genderless, and then it comes down to the point which splits.
That's what math was in the beginning. Math was the square, which was the four elements: air, fire, earth, water.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was the triangle, which was the elements of power. It was the rectangle. That's what math was first, and that's why geometry is called geometry. What is geometry?
World.
What is geometry? What does it mean?
World math. World metrics. Global
Geo.
Science.
Geometry.
Geometry.
Earth measurements, nigga.
Still science.
Earth measurement.
Earth measurements is geometry.
Okay.
That's why you think Masons use geometry.
Metric
Right.
is
Yeah, metric
measurements,
system,
and
right.
Geo is what world?
Geo is Earth.
Geo is Earth.
Yeah,
and metric
Geo, yeah,
is-
that's
So
what I'm
Mason
saying.
Teddy? So you can't say that word.
What? Geometry?
No Mason.
Oh, yeah, I can. I can say all that. Because I never took the oath. I stayed third degree. I know get neutralized. That's what Masons do to themselves. All the greatest black people became Masons, and everything that they learned, they can't tell nobody because they became third degree Masons. You take blood oaths not to tell the secrets. That's why they encourage everybody to pick York or Scottish Rite. So they're gonna
To the
tell you
east.
all this information, and then you can't tell nobody.
York and Scottish.
York and Scottish. That's what I told you.
I heard you said it
I
earlier.
was so like that
Well,
shit was so gangster when I told them that. Like we just finished riding the goat, nigga, and we just went over to third degree. And it was like next week we're gonna pick, you can pick York or Scottish. And I was like, no, I'm straight at being third degree Mason. That's the highest degree of Masonry.
So basically,
And
you're
they
not a Mason.
And it's gonna cost $10,000.
I'm a master Mason. No, Freemason is what they are because they took the oaths.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mason too.
We just master Mason. I mean, we the freest people on the motherfucking planet, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because we are master builders and we never took an oath under anything. That's why I can't take an allegiance. This is the elements of I was a kid, like, hell no, I'm not taking no allegiance. Are you fucking crazy? I watched Star Wars. I seen the Darth Vader.
Oh,
And
you
all
talking
that
my
shit.
language.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm a Jedi. I tell
we
niggas that
are
all day.
Jedis. We Jedis. That's what we do.
Jedi,
We Libras, so we always been the same
What
person.
the
You know
hell
what I'm
y'all talking about?
You know,
Y'all
so
got
what's
me
the
lost.
Jedi.
What?
The Django, like you never seen the Django?
Your pay rate ain't ready.
So the Django is a Jedi spelled the same way. A Jedi spelled D-J-E-D-I, just like the Django. The D is silent.
I thought it was J.
No,
J-E-D-I.
DJ, yes, D-J-E-D-I, like the Django.
Hey,
And the J and the D is silent, but the Jedi were the created sons, the
y'all seen
high priests, the high
y'all
conscious
seen-
people.
Man in Black 2. And they say this pay grade is over your level.
Yeah.
Pay grade over your level.
The Jedi is like that's what the force is
Force.
will.
We can
The force is the will.
project certain stuff.
Right. That's what the force is. The force is the will. Like they just took Ethiopian science and just made it into Star Wars. You see what I'm saying? So the force is your will. You know what I mean? That's why
How
the will,
powerful.
it's around you. Your will is your spirit. Your will is you. You know what I'm saying? Your will is I am. The will is the high conscious element that exists in you. That is the divine. You know what I'm saying? It's not a God because you are the God, but it's the
When you
divine
first
light.
start learning about it, boy, it can't get scary.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I tell
Yeah.
people if you really believe in the Most High, then you gotta let certain things be because you can't control everything.
Yeah.
That means that you are greedy and you're about self. And when I tell people like, right now on Monday, there was a lot of people who got new powers on Monday. You see what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah, the winter solstice. That's what Christmas is all about. That's
The winter
why it's called
solstice,
Christ,
yeah.
the winter solstice. What it's all about. All the planets align. Jupiter and Saturn, they all align. And it's the age of Aquarius that came in. So people who was outside actually got to evolve into a new gift of consciousness. You know what I'm saying? And so I tell everybody who just receive these gifts is that once you use this gift for yourself, you become caught up in self-worship because you start believing that you are a god.
Why you have to be outside?
Hmm?
Why do you have to be outside?
Because that's where it was at. It was outside.
It's funny. I sleep outside
And
all
what
the
was
time.
Right. Monday.
I've been sleeping outside for I don't know what's been going on with me mentally though. I don't sleep inside the house.
Yeah, Monday. That was Monday. Everybody was outside. Kim's girls, all the white people was outside.
What?
I was like the winter soldier. He's oh my God, he's black and he knows. He's already gifted.
Really?
Yeah, when you talk about this business to crackers as a black person, they already know who we are, but we don't show who we are. So anytime you present to yourself, like crackers love to call me Baron. The fact that I call myself a Baron, I'm a free man. They know that's what that means. So when they hey Baron, listen, check this out. So you know what I'm saying? Like when I got my Native American ID, I went to the airport and I gave it to a nigga. He was like, man, you can't fly with this. What you doing with this? This shit ain't real. I said, call your manager. He called his manager. He said, I'll take care of you. You're okay. Don't worry about it. And let me on. Because he knows what that is. He's a nigga.
Yeah.
Niggas don't know shit.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying? A nigga will hold you back every time.
Every time.
Every time a nigga will hold you back.
Damn.
Crackers know. So once you exhibit to them that you are intelligent, they're gonna give you the pass because they want to see you make it. They want us to make it. They know we have to make it for the world to make it.
But we have to show that we know.
We have to show that we know. We have to show intelligence.
That's crazy.
Not education.
Intelligence.
Yeah, it's not education, it's common sense.
Right. I
gotta have a serious talk with you guys.
Right.
Off air.
Everything is common sense, bro. Like that's the one thing about coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? It's like, God forbid anybody that get it, but the people like Luke. Luke said, Trick invited him to a party. And when he went to the party, nobody had on a mask.
Right around.
Did you have on a mask?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? If you would have had on the mask, you wouldn't have to worry about nothing. Right? You didn't have on the mask. It's common sense, bro.
Yeah.
Common sense. That's
common.
You know what I'm saying? That's what life is about, man. You got to really, you don't think. Let it be a natural thought process. Let it just, you know what I'm saying? Let your spirit, that's why, man, I love Planet Rock, nigga.
Yeah, you can walk in this stuff and your common sense kick in quick.
Yeah, man. African Man Body telling you, man, let your soul listen to the words of Planet Rock. And he's telling you how to work yourself.
Take me the way. Take it now.
He's telling you everything. He's telling you, let your soul lead. That's what you got to do. Your spirit is your guide. If you can't trust your spirit, who can you trust? You can't trust
yourself. God gave you the Holy Spirit. Right. He gave it to you. You just ain't grabs it yet the way you supposed to. He gave it to you. He said, this is your power, the Holy Spirit. He said, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. He gave it to you. It's up to you to know how to use it and control it.
That's it. And that's why I tell people when they get into religion, now you give your supernatural energy away to that essence. And that's why the essence becomes a consensus.
That's why I don't mess with religion.
You know what I'm saying? Because you give it power to it. It wouldn't have no power if you didn't believe in it, right? That's what gives it power.
I wanted to ask you a question too. Me and my homeboy was talking about this last night about idols. We was talking about the Ten Commandments. And he was saying that this is an idol.
No, only if you worship it.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Only if you worship it. Like those brands are like what a corporation has become. You know what a corporation is. Like what I tell people, a corporation has more rights than a person.
A lot of people don't know. Police is a corporation.
Right.
So Feds is a corporation.
A brand.
Florida is a corporation.
As an artificial person. A brand can maneuver all around, like
and take over.
Brand is Facebook, Apple, and look at what these people are doing.
You don't know, you don't even see the faces. I mean, if you don't know, you don't see who's behind it. Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
So all these idols, only if you worship it.
Only if you worship it. Like it was funny, right? When Moses had
always got people that worship him.
Moses had left the people of Israel, right? He had left the people, and when he came back, they was worshiping the cow.
Idols and gods. There are different stones and wood.
The cow represent, like, idol worshiping was based off of nature.
Gotcha.
So when they came with religion, they didn't want you to get the power from, because this is alive. You're seeing this. This is alive. This is alive. This is alive. Everything that you see is alive. So everything you see has an innate nature to it. Everything has intelligence. You can learn from this. You can learn from anything that you can see. You see what I'm saying? So at that point, like everything is through this multiple multifaceted element of seeing. So it's like that's why you could just be around a kid and you can learn so much from a kid,
Real
because he's natural. The things that they naturally do. You know what I'm saying?
Naturally.
Like my sister's my nephew, he's just pretty much mastered the phone, and he mastered it for his enjoyment. So he calls 911. He calls me, and he calls and hangs up because he can call you and hang up. He likes that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He knows the push the red.
him,
He
like
can hear it ring and then
My daughter, she's 2 years old, and they was doing construction at the apartment complex where she was staying, my mom, and she was pointing at this, and she was pointing and she was saying the word, but I didn't catch on to it till like the third time she said it. She was like excavator. She was pointing at a crane that was like, you know, one of the machines that where they it looked like an excavator. She was like excavator.
She knew that word.
Like this is why I tell people, when you really get on words, like angel, right? What is an angel?
Angel. I don't know.
What is an angel?
A spiritual being.
What is an angel? An angel is an angle.
No, I was just about to say that.
So
No, I was just about to say
angels,
that weird. That shows like the
one
only
angel
thing.
represent points of light.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying?
interesting.
It's like these words, man, I'm telling you, when you understand etymology, you are in a whole nother world of existence.
It's called etymology.
Etymology. And the syntax. You have to learn syntax. You have to learn the true meaning of certain words. Like Bill Clinton was not able to, wasn't convicted of sexual shit with Monica Lewinsky.
That's what he said. How he said it, right?
They could not define what sex is because there's no definition for is.
Mm.
What's the definition for is?
Is that
Is just is, right?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
There's no definition for is. So when they asked him, did you have sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky? He said, it depends what sexual relations is.
Word.
That's syntax. That's knowing the right words to say that create reality.
Well, you got lawyers.
Because lawyers know the language of law. They study the language of law, but you can study the language of law as well. These big words mean simple definitions. The bigger the word, the simpler the definition it is. And it's really a word that you already know. It's just in Latin. So you have to learn the Latin term for that word. And then it's this and this word. Oh, they mean that. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why when you study, like, you don't need a lawyer. You never need a lawyer. If you go think about this, this is common sense once again. You want a lawyer to represent you because you feel like he's intelligent and he's going to explain your situation.
Mm-hmm.
But he don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
So he can't. All he can only know is what you tell him.
Right.
But if you a nigga and you a real nigga and you come up that bitch and you come up there with that game, nigga, you can convince the jury that you free, that you're not guilty because they can feel sorry for you. You can be guilty as fuck.
They got to be reason upon the doubt.
You can make the jury say, no, what he did was because of this, and we understand that, so we find him not guilty.
Reasonable doubt.
You see what I'm saying? Because you represented yourself. You told your story.
Right. You know, just yourself accountable.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like Baby Blue told me. Baby Blue say, man, he's like, I'm either gonna get 25 months or house arrest. He said, because like I told him, man, it's a pandemic, and people don't know how they gonna get money. And then somebody tell you, hey man, you can make some money, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
Wouldn't you do it? Wouldn't you do it? If you don't got nothing and this is an opportunity where you can feed your family and do something, you are going to do it. How many people wouldn't? And you say that to a fucking jury, what's the jury gonna say? Jury gonna say the same thing, like,
yeah,
there'd probably be 3 out of the 8 that say they wouldn't do it because they're good buying citizens.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the rest
They
of the people,
understand.
if they natural, they gonna understand.
They gonna
and be
understand
like,
it.
Nah, I don't think he needs the 24 months. Let's just give him the house arrest.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what this shit is. You got to be able to, like, if more people, like I told this dude that was in my class, he was facing burglary, breaking into a car and burglary, but he said they couldn't prove that he broke into the car and they couldn't find nothing that was stolen from that they had. I said, so they don't have a case.
Right.
At all.
I said, they don't. I said, all you got to do is, man, want me to cop a plea. I said, yeah, they want you to cop a plea because at that point they're gonna make money off of you.
Basically.
But if you take them to court, the first day in court, they're gonna throw the case out because there's no evidence. I said, so just go to court. He's like, for real? I said, listen, bro, trust me, just go to court.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to what I'm telling you. Don't it make sense? He's like, yeah, they don't have nothing. I said, right.
You can go all the way through the trial and then change your mind.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And the first day he was in court, they dropped the case because no evidence.
Mm.
The prosecutor didn't even have a case because he didn't have no evidence. Because they wanted him to plead guilt. They wanted him to take a plea.
Mm-hmm. That's all they want you to do.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And I'm telling you, that's how I was an urban witness for the defense. Because I beat so many different cases because it was simple, common sense shit that these people don't know. Like when Keon Hardeman was in here and he told the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I think that's kind of like, damn, it's fucked up, but that's their job. Like he goes to these different the police bring him in to different times and listen to wiretaps.
Mm-hmm.
So he can define what they're saying.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. He's an interpreter.
If he's saying, oh, he's talking about they looking for some work.
Mm-hmm.
What he's saying, well, work usually means drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And this means that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, damn, because a lot of times when they don't have an interpreter, they have to just guess what they think. And that's what they use for the facts to put you in jail. What they think. It's not even what it is.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So when you got people like Reggie and Hardeman,
mm-hmm.
different people like that, who these people can like, hey man, you know, we need to know what these words mean, you know, so we can be able to get a clear understanding of what's happening, because they're saying, man, put that who the fuck the skin stain that the stink boo is the stinky boo boo is
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't know what stinky boo boo is.
Mm-hmm.
But this person there who's like translating, he's translating like, that means this.
Gotcha.
So that's why they got, you know, it's an element because it's the language.
Yeah.
The culture.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
On God.
Totally different.
On God. He's like, what that mean on God?
Everything, man. I was like, damn, that's fucking crazy. Because I was always thinking like wiretaps. How would they be able to understand what these niggas are saying? Talk to myself.
It has to be an interpreter.
Right.
They need an interpreter. That's like Spanish. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Like Reggie said, this dude had a gun. He got convicted with a gun, but it was a drug dealer, so it was a Spanish guy. So the Spanish guy was with the black guy. They both got arrested, and they charged the black guy with the gun. But it was really the Spanish guy's gun, but he put it on the black guy. And he tried to act like he ain't speak English. So Reggie asked him about this word, about what this meant in English, and then what it meant in Spanish. And he answered the question of what it meant in English. So he said, I thought you couldn't speak English. You know what I'm saying? So it was an element where they were saying, well, he got that work.
Mm-hmm.
So Reggie came in and said, well, listen, when he got that work, that means he's a drug dealer. He's his drug dealer. But that has nothing to do with the gun. And they was charging him with a gun charge.
Mm-hmm.
So he was able to get off because Reggie defined that work was drugs.
Mm. Jeez.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like that. Like he was a drug dealer, but the crime that they convicted him of was with the gun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing to do with it.
And he had nothing to do with the gun, so they had to drop the charges.
Say that, man. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, cool. That's why you got to understand
words.
Probably.
That's crazy, man.
I got this etymology online.
Yeah, I'm
You
telling
just
you.
type in the word.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you. Etymology, that's the only, when I took that class, I said, this is all I need. As long as I know this shit, I ain't pay attention to nothing else for etymology and peer counseling in school. I had an 0.2 grade point average.
What?
I had an 0 point. I left school with an 0.2 grade point average.
That is no bueno.
And then I just went to and took the GD test. I ain't even like go through the.
Did I hear you? He said 0.2.
Yeah, he was on the verge of, he almost on the verge of getting an F plus, right?
I was beyond the F.
That was an E, nigga.
0.2 grade point. That's like it's only 0 and then 0.2, nigga. Like
Yeah,
you know, remember we had a
F.
1.5, 1.0 was a D.
Yeah.
Right.
And a straight O is F.
Right.
So he was a little bit over that.
But
dog
that
had
was
an
like,
E.
but nobody
F
got
plus.
1.2. Like you at least got a 1.0.
Yeah.
Like I had no grades until my junior year. Like I got no grades. Period. Every time I report cards and no grade because I wasn't going to class. So you had to get grades to get to class. I couldn't be European colonized, dog. I was like, I'm not gonna be listening to these crackers. That's all they do to teach us what these motherfucking crackers talking is mind
And they go
control.
back to being just smart and common
And my
sense.
thing is, they don't even teach you nothing you need.
Be smart.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the decolonization. Why you want to learn some shit that ain't gonna do nothing for you?
They teach you money. They teach you
Like I
law.
learned social. When I was in school, I learned how to be social. That was why I graduated in with a social degree and got a record deal out of high school. That's what I did. I went to school as a vocational training.
Straight up. And that's real. But I really think like certain courses need to be taught in high school, man. Like life stuff, like trades.
They're not going to teach it in school. You're only going to get it in a private setting because school is for fools. I keep telling you that. You're only going to get taught what you need in a private setting. Publicly, you're only going to be taught what the dummies are taught.
But we need to start creating our own schools like you, man.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what you got to do.
'Cause, damn it,
Pitbull got schools. Like LeBron James got schools. Like different people they got it. They do it. That's what I'm telling you. You just got to do it, and then you bring in the people that you have, and then you'll be surprised. Like I was telling them, remember how we used to do the DJ meetings back in the days, and like I'm talking about, everybody was just opposite. But when we brought everybody together, everything moved. Everybody got record deals, man. That's why we became a music band, because everybody was working together. Niggas didn't even like each other, but they still worked together.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
it's like history repeats itself, because that's what I was trying to do. Still am. I was trying to link up all the young DJs that I know, and especially with more experienced DJs with y'all.
Younger DJs are impressionable. Like a younger DJ want to see some change, some money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They want to see, like, young people, they got to have a reason to listen to you.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They have to have a reason to respect you. If you're too old, they're not going to listen to you. If you don't have no jewelry on or something, they're not going to listen to you. If they find out you don't have no money, you're not going to, like, they got all these different elements. You know what I'm saying? So you can't fuck with the people that are possessed. You got to fuck with people that want to, like when you see Bama and Exclusive and them, they've been with us since they was kids.
They want to learn.
They wanted to learn how to become DJs. You know what I'm saying? So they hung around and they carried shit. They set the shit up.
Around.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A nigga who feel like he a star or feel like he the shit ain't gonna do that because he feel like that's some slavery shit.
Yeah.
What am I be doing? I ain't no do boy.
Right.
You gone right there because you don't want to be an intern. How you gonna learn what you're supposed to do?
Exactly.
This ain't a do boy setting, nigga. You ain't on the street.
Right.
Let
Exactly.
me see if you got a little knowledge. What's a P1?
P1.
What's a P2?
You talking about position, man? Levels.
Ain't no position. Tell them what it is.
Oh, you talking about on the D on
P1, P2.
Radio talk.
That's radio. That's usually the P1 radio station on P2.
Okay.
99 Jams.
That's
It's a P1.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the secondary
It's
market
knowledge.
will be like a P2. Couple, like,
Knowing like
you know what I'm saying?
What we secondary?
Yeah, we definitely.
And the underground is P3.
no such thing as a P2 3. It is underground.
Underground is called micro power. Micro, because it's small, limited power. So the correct term for underground station is micro power radio.
Okay.
And you got micro power, and then
Pirate radio.
micro power is pirate radio, and it becomes community radio.
Yeah.
And community radio is you can get a community license, you just can't make money. Like Piper radio station, Piper,
Like school radio stations and stuff like that.
want to go 10-mile radius. You can get it right now. You want to start your own radio station.
Cool.
And right now, it's where it's like it's a certain element, but like internet has become because it's more optional and people are tired of programming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
They want their own experience. Like you got the one thing I learned about radio, which is so cool. The radio station possesses people. Like Power 96 is a brand. Like Power 96 was their own brand, and the Power 96 listener was a specific kind of person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Different from 99 Jams, different from 103.
Open up to every kind of music.
They're their own type, and they'll pay, they'll party, like they got money. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it shows like when you're number one on 99 Jam as a local artist, you're not gonna make as much money as if you're just
Number one on Power
getting
96.
played on Power 96.
damn.
Just getting played?
Just getting played on Power 96.
Shit. I had to go back to the wordage. Like,
You got a bigger mass of types of people,
And they got money.
not just urban people.
he ain't say number one, just getting played.
See, like back in the days, right?
That way, used to break so many records on Power 96. That was half of the records was getting
Yo.
broke at. Everybody was running Power 96.
I'm gonna be home in like 20 minutes.
It was like,
Yeah.
This was the thing I tell people. I said, 27th East is the dead zone, right? Because back then
Friday,
there was no sound scan east of 27th Avenue, east of University, no sound scan
What you mean, no
No,
sound?
like no stores to get your CD scanned to get counted for.
to get counted for. None. You know what I'm saying? All the sound scan
Damn.
stores was west of 27th in all the malls,
Like Pines Lawn where Fire was. And
all that. There was
They
only
had five.
Song,
Yeah,
now when
five.
bass got sound scan.
what about Avatar?
in USA Flea Market.
Yeah.
And that was when now urban people was getting sound scan.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? But it's like and then
On
when I,
Third Street Mall.
when I went to Power 96, it was like everything was in zip codes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like either like see North Miami is Jewish.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no but Jews around now.
It's an old Jewish
That's why
neighborhood.
FIU was over there. And they ended up selling a lot of urban music after a while. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But in the beginning, it wasn't like even like South Beach. Like South Beach ain't selling the urban music. They was there, but it wasn't selling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like
Okay, I got you.
these spots were there, but they weren't selling there.
People.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so you had to work your music out west. You had to go to Flanagan.
Oh,
You had to go to American.
Yeah.
Because those kids pay. Those kids got their credit cards connected to their phones already. You know what I'm saying? But this is how you're gonna make money. Is dealing with these, like you see what they're doing on the east side, what they're doing in the flea market. Bootleg.
Mhm. Yep.
And then the people buying the product out west because they value the product. You see what I'm saying? So this is what was going on with the business. Oh man, y'all know who that is?
No, how you doing, man?
What's up, boy?
That's Internet Wonder right there.
Oh yeah, man. I already know.
I'm just coming from Louisville, dropping over 10 tracks.
What's
And then I brought my son back here, DJ. Y'all finna find out.
How you doing, man?
you? I met him before when he came out of Boston.
That's not the same one. That's the brother. It's a whole nother different child.
Yeah, You are the guy, right? I thought he look damn near like him though.
Yeah, they brothers. They got same opportunity.
Understand? Used to take it. Yeah, you can just put it right because that's what Bam